silver breaks this level, here's what you do. Leaked report exposes crisis. This is insane. Silver has taken a downward spiral and heads back to the $25 level. In this video, I'm going to show you how a government leaked report has exposed a crisis, just the crisis silver needs to be pushed back to hit $30. Let's start with Kitco. This is from Kitco News, and the heading of this article says, gold price rallies after softer U.S. jobs growth in April. The article starts by saying gold and silver prices are posting rallies in early U.S. trading on Friday in the immediate aftermath of a downbeat U.S. jobs report that falls into the camp of the monetary policy doves. Now, keep that in mind, that phrase, a U.S. jobs report. These monetary doves who want to see U.S. interest rate cuts from the Federal Reserve this year. June gold was last down $1.70 at $2,300. The article continues, the April U.S. jobs report from the Labor Department showed the key non-farm jobs component of the jobs report up $175,000, which is well below forecasted, right? They were looking for $240,000. And they only got $175,000. And that follows the March report showing a revised rise of $315,000. Now, these numbers are really important. I'm not going to dig deep in the weeds of numbers, but for this, you really need to understand this is the process of that throughout the year we always see. We see jobs reports come out, or any report released, and the first numbers hit us, and then typically there's a lag. Like there's a month later, those reports will be revised because more information comes in. That's it. It's not a conspiracy. More information comes in, so they're revised. So even right here, Kitco is showing that the prior month, the jobs report actually showed around 303,000. And now it's been revised. It's actually 315,000. So it's higher than expected. And that's typically the process. Kitco says the unemployment rate in April upticked slightly to 3.9% versus an expected 3.8%, which is the same as the March report. The report is being pegged by some analysts and market watchers as just about right. So again, keep those in mind as I explain to you this leaked report exposing a crisis. This article is from Yahoo Finance, and this is just a straightforward account. It says what the Fed rate decision means for bank accounts, CDs, loans, and credit cards. And I really like this, and I wanted to bring this to your attention because we often get stuck in this thought process of, oh, the Fed is aiming for 2%. Why are they aiming for 2%? That's so frustrating. Why don't they just let it go? And that narrative is just constantly looping in our minds, especially as silver stackers, as we watch this rate that impacts the price of precious metals. So I like this article that Yahoo Finance just posted because it tells you really exactly how in day-to-day life this interest rate is impacting us as regular people, not so much like people investing or even really trying to buy a home. I mean, yes, this interest rate is keeping that 7% plus, it's even higher than 7% mortgage rate very high. But there's other ways that this impacts us. This article says how a rate hike pause affects checking and savings accounts. So in general, your savings account is still, you're barely getting any return on your savings account. It's just, that should not be a surprise. But if you go online, you can find a high yield savings account, which pays more. This article says Yahoo Finance is seeing high yield savings accounts, APYs topping out around 5.25%. It's pretty good. It's actually, if you put a good amount of money into a high yield savings account like that, you're getting a nice return. The article continues and says that money market accounts are not showing much return because you have to invest a large amount, like literally from $10,000 to $100,000. And it also mentions CDs, which a 12-month CD was earning 1.54% in April of last year, and now a year later, the same is about 1.81%. So there's not a massive shift going on there. But what I really find interesting is that these reports that just came out, at the top of this video, by the way, if you're interested in this video, if you're really enjoying it, please hit like, hit subscribe. It means a lot. It really helps get this information out there. Now, I started this video mentioning leaked report exposes crisis. And the amazing part is, and you can do this on your own. When I'm finished speaking, I I urge you to go up to your search window in YouTube and type in leaked report exposes crisis, anything along those lines. And you will see in mainstream, this is what we're dealing with. In mainstream media, especially in social media, we're having people make, everything has to be doom and gloom. And so we're seeing this news come out about this report that was just released. It's not leaked. It's a scheduled report. It's scheduled. It's not a leaked report. It's not exposing a crisis. It's just a report. And so if you really want to entertain yourself, go to your YouTube search bar, type in leaked report, jobs crisis, anything like that, exposes crisis. And you'll see videos, and not just on YouTube, on other social media platforms. You'll see people speaking as if the meeting that just occurred and the data that was just released today, when I say meeting, I mean the Fed meeting, and the data that was released today, which is just, again, scheduled reports that the government releases. These aren't leaked reports. So as silver stackers, we need to look at everything through a critical lens. We need to look, especially at social media and mainstream media, all this information that is being told to us. We need to think critically about this, because it is so easy to get roped in and think, oh my gosh, there's something going on. Well, no, really, it's not a leaked report. It's not exposing a crisis. Maybe if you really take a leap of faith, you could try to explain to somebody that that when numbers are revised as months go on and more data comes in, as I mentioned about 3 minutes ago in this video, you could try to explain that that's some kind of conspiracy, but it's not. That's just how data is collected. Anybody who's worked in the field of collecting data in any way knows that that's what happens. You get a bulk of information in, you compute that information the best you can, and as the weeks follow that, you're going to get more information in and you're going to revise your numbers. That's just how data works. So no, it's not a conspiracy, and no, it certainly isn't a leaked report. It's really shocking to see that people, I feel like it's manipulating, that's like part of mainstream media and social media's go-to is to manipulate and get us all excited and think, oh my gosh, what's going on? Well, really, no, it's actually really just a report being released. Now, what as silver stackers, the part of this data that is really interesting and it can be shocking is when we're clearly seeing something spun in the opposite way, meaning the reports are released. We read the reports because it's public knowledge. Anybody can read these reports. We read the reports, and it turns out, wow, things are actually, the data is showing something opposite of what mainstream media is telling us. Sure, that absolutely is shocking, and that absolutely is something that needs to be put out there. But to spin things and make it seem like, oh my gosh, the world's going down, everything is on fire, that's something we absolutely need to look through a critical lens.